to Murfreesboro today, and once a week I meet my friend Erica in the city, and this is a 2-hour round trip for me, but it's an accountability meeting, and we meet every week and do our writing. So we meet at a coffee shop there, and usually we're pretty consistent about the time and day, but sometimes if our schedules get a little bit messed up or whatever, then we'll reschedule. We just make sure to try to get it in every week. So we meet for 3 hours at the coffee shop, and we both work, not on the same project of course, but we both work on our own projects. Both have writing projects. So it's really cool, and it holds me accountable to spending that time slot, that 3 hours every week on this specific project, which is good. Of course, like I said, it is a 2-hour round trip for me. It's pretty much a 2-hour round trip for me to do anything, because I live in the middle of nowhere. So to have a decent conversation with an educated person, to have a decent meal. You know, interestingly, I was in the car with my daughter yesterday, and it was totally unexpected and unplanned, but she was really homesick and she wanted to come home. She'd been staying with a friend in Georgia, so I met her in Atlanta. Just last minute, you know, 8-hour road trip, you know, both ways, right? So it's like 3.5 hours there, 3.5 hours back, a little bit of time in between. We stopped for dinner, etc. But anyway, oh man, and drove through a couple of really nasty storms, so it was quite the trip. But we were coming back, and we came back through the scenic route, which honestly, every route to my house is scenic. So it's almost funny to call it the scenic route, but we did. We didn't come through the interstate through Monteagle. We actually came back through Soddy Daisy, the back way there. So, but we were coming through this town. I want to say it might have been Cleveland, Tennessee. Just the way that GPS brought us back from Atlanta. Anyway, we were just amazed. We were driving through this town. I'm like, now what town is this? I'm pretty sure this is Cleveland. And we were kind of looking around and trying to determine where we were. And anyway, she's like, wow, look, they have like a Books-A-Million in a Toys R Us. And they, of course, had like a billion restaurants and all this. She's like, it would be so cool to live somewhere like this. Just the fact that they had things, you know, places to go, and like you wouldn't have to go 2 hours round trip, you know, to go shopping or go to a bookstore or what have you. So anyway, it was pretty funny, just the comparison. I mean, I realize that I live in the middle of nowhere and that it's a very small town, but it's really kind of eye-opening when you drive through another small town. You know, I mean, Cleveland's not a huge city or anything, but man, it really puts mine to shame. It's pretty funny. So anyway, interesting thing, you know, we spent quite a few hours together in the car, and we had some great conversations, and so I'm in the car alone today, so I thought you could join me. And actually, I thought, you know, maybe we'll just spend the whole day together, if that's okay with you, which would make you think, oh my gosh, this is going to be like a 12-hour video. But it won't. I'll just break it up, and so I'll just break it up into little bits, and then you can kind of see how my day goes and some of the things I think about along the way and stuff like that. I actually get a lot of my best thinking and processing done when I'm driving, so I really like the 2-hour round trip, you know, before I go to my writing session, because it gives me a whole hour on the way there to kind of process all the thoughts that are in my head and switch gears and kind of get in the mode for writing. And then the drive back is nice because, you know, then I process, you know, what I got done, what I want to do next, that kind of thing. Of course, I usually come home and take my nap. That's part of my daily routine, 2-hour nap. And really, you know, a lot of people think that's crazy or strange, and it doesn't work for everyone, but I like my 6 and 2 schedule, which is 6 hours at night, 2 hours in the afternoon. It works out good for me.